Do you want early access? Do you want uncut reactions? If so, then check out our Patreon. Link in the description down below. So after we just spent about 2 hours fiddling around with In Space with Markiplier, we had a bit of a conundrum on our hands. We realized, holy crap, we're out of episodes of Smiling Friends. And that made us sad. And then we thought to ourselves, you know what? Let's actually go back to some of the shows that people recommended for us to watch. And one of those shows was 86. And I'd heard nothing but great things about. Well, okay, we debated a lot over what to watch, if I'm being honest. I mean, we thought about, like, Ranking of Kings, the Bisco. We thought about a few other things. I know there's...
I was even like, man, we should do just, like, JoJo's from Golden Wind where I'm at right now. And it was like, we got copyright struck twice for trying before.
Yes, we did. We got copyright struck hard. And it almost tanked the channel because that was 2 strikes in one day. It was fun. I mean, I had a lot of fun with it, but this is just where we are, man. But 86 is an anime that a lot of people have recommended from last year and this year. It's in 2 parts. Part 1 and Part 2 both have tremendous ratings and are like considered like the best mech anime in the last decade.
Oh, it's a mech anime?
From what I understand, yes.
Hell yeah.
So
this is going to be one of those things that makes me sad that Gunpla isn't making models I can build, isn't it?
Well, maybe. You never know.
Just like fucking, what was it that Rooster Teeth made? One
that
had like 5 episodes.
Yeah, it was Genlock.
Yeah, Genlock. Anyway,
we got an anime to react to. This is 86, Episode 1 of Season 1, The Undertaker.
ハンドラー1よりアンダーテイカー敵迎撃部隊がポイント302および504に多数大体規模の戦車並びに同規模の近接両兵部隊だてかこの戦力差じゃ全滅かな行け早く行け部隊
Big spider mechs, dude. I love it.
Oh, this is some good animation.
That's good. It's a good, healthy mix, dude. Look at that.
Okay.
Damn.
I'm in.
That was badass. Everyone has white hair. Everyone's got white hair. Everyone's got blue eyes. This architecture is very, very Austrian / German. Yeah, I gotta call bullshit on that.
It's got me wondering, is like, so is this later on and they've updated to where it's mostly drones fighting, or are they just lying and saying they're drones when they're actually sending people in to die?
Everyone's just getting drunk and being, like, disorderly. Hey, no littering in the fountain.
そんな状況で真面目に国のために尽くそうっていうあんたの方が変わり者なんだから。私はただこの国の両親を。分かったわ、お嬢様。
なんで一区の俺たちが86区の豚どもに嫌味言われなきゃならないんだよ。
どうしてそんなに無人機に入れ込むわけ？レーナ。彼らは無人機じゃないわ。どうしてそんなに入れ込むわけ？86に。戦場がお呼びよ。お嬢様。ラディレーナ・ミリーゼ少将。東部方面軍第9戦区第3防衛戦隊指揮官成果。パラレードアクティベート。同調対象プレアデスプロセッサーハンドラー1よりプレアデス。今日もよろしくお願いしますね。
プレアデスよりハンドラー1同調良好。
万全の注意を払って。
現場時の86に毎度のご丁寧なご対応。ご苦労なことですね、人間様。
So they are drones, but they have AI in them.
Yeah.
実はある部隊のハンドラーが退役することになってね。 急遽別の隊のハンドラーから代わりのものを選出したというわけだ。実はなり手がいないのだよ。ハンドラー、パーソナルネームアンダーテイカー。これにはちょっとした曰くがあってね。
それは
死神と恐れられするハンドラーを壊してしまうのだそうだ。
プロセッサーがハンドラーをですか？逆ではなく。
ああ、アンダーテイカーが所属する部隊のハンドラーは担当部隊変更や退役の申請をする者がほとんどだ。した者もいる。信じがたい話だがね、に付きまとわれたのだそうだ。
亡霊。スピアヘッド戦隊の管理も指揮管制も前例をもって。
必要以上のことはしなくていいんだ。いい加減報告書に戦死者数を記載するのはやめたまえ。公的には前線に人間はいないことになっている以上。
I don't think that they're AI.
こんなことは
I think they're humans who reside within it.
ブラディレーナ・ミディーゼ少佐を第一戦区第一防衛戦隊付き指揮管制官ハンドラーに任命する。着任までに引き継ぎを済ませるように。
I already got 2 waifus during episode 1 of this show.
The scientist and her?
Yeah, they're both cute.
Yeah, they are.
志の低い彼らが仕事をしない口実のヤヘッド戦隊のハンドラーがおかしくなっちゃって散弾銃で自分の頭を吹っ飛ばした。
So he went full Cobain.
はい、検査終了。今回も異常なし。レイドデバイスには異常なし。それで終了。どうして持ってんならそのアンダーテイカー連れてきてって言ったのよ。当フライトには豚の席はありませんって、はあ、じゃあアンダーテイカーからの話は報告書だけ。パラレードで気が触れるってのもありえない話じゃないけど、脳の一部を活性化して赤の他人と感覚を共有しちゃうわけだから。それに基本は聴覚しか同調してないけど、視覚まで同調したら脳が焼き切れちゃう。
That's probably foreshadowing to some crazy shit that's gonna go down later in the series.
Yeah.
基礎理論は全部別の研究者が構築したものだからよくわからないところもあるわ。実際シフォンケーキ作ったの食べてかない？そうね、今日は遠慮するわ。
It's like me. I made a cake earlier. It was
本
delicious.
物よ。牛乳もどう？久々の本物は。最高よ。でもこんな味だったかなとも思う。昨日見合い相手にプレゼントしてやったら泣いて喜んでたわ。月のメッセージカードと一緒に入れてやったわ。あいつが愛人と同棲してる家のポストに。どうしましたか？
It was a hold up moment. Like for sure.
Oh, his temperature's going down. He's dying.
第三戦隊各員敵部隊が撤退を開始しました。
Again, they're human. They
亡
aren't
くなったプレ
AI.
アデスたち7人も本当に残念です。
いつもお優しいお言葉ありがとうございます。ハンドラーは
第三戦隊は再編成され新しいハンドラーが着任することになりました。私はスピアヘッド戦隊を指揮管制することに。
それはいいニュースね。早速お悔やみ申し上げます。ハンドラーは
それはどういう
死神によろしく。
Ooh.
パラレイドアクティベート。同調対象スピアヘッドプロセッサー。
So that was the thing too, is at the very beginning, during that battle scene, right?
Yeah.
It did zoom into a cockpit of one of those,
And it was
and he
him.
was sitting there.
Again, that's
So it's either there's still a mix, like on the other side of the battle, of unmanned drones as well as people, or they are lying, and they're not AI.
well. No,
But
I don't think
the thing
well,
is like, how do you keep all of these soldiers? Well, I mean, I don't know, unless they just like.
they don't consider them human. That's again, there can't be any casualties if no human life is lost. And why should anyone from the other 85 districts consider anything from 86 human?
Why would someone blow their head off if not for being convinced that everyone that they've been sending in was actually a person with feelings and everything, you know? Like, maybe that's why, like, he's been considered that, is because he's the one that, like, makes people realize that they're sending people to their deaths and
And
such.
they can't, and they refuse to bring him in for study because there's no, the scientist one said there's no room on the transport for livestock.
Yeah, she said the people from transport said that.
Yeah. Again, this is the whole thing with Attack on Titan. If you actually see them, you actually interact with them, and you come to relate with them,
and then you start to realize they're human.
Exactly.
So,
That's exactly how it goes.
I hate to ask this real quick, but I do want to check the wording of one thing. Can you memorize the time we're at 15:35? Can you go back? Okay, yeah. The way he worded that. I was just making sure he didn't say us AI, like, or whatever, you know? But he literally said us Inhuman 86.
And again,
like, as in, like, you know, even they, like, refer to themselves as that just because that's what fucking everyone else calls them. So they just kind of go with it.
Well, again,
and it's like,
you're called a word,
and it's
for
like
so
literally,
long.
thank you for being kind to us because you don't have to be, and we appreciate that you are.
Well, yeah. Basically, we're seeing things from his perspective. Run!
Now you fucked up. Shit's like Maki from Fire Force.
Okay, so they make fun of their handlers. Oh, Kudo. Black. Black cat. Nice.
もうダメでしょあれは。あれじゃもう次に誰が来ても同じでしょ。
ねえ。まあでも昨日はみんなちゃんと行けたんだよな。シン。
ああ、大丈夫だ。
Sometimes death is the greatest mercy.
Kujo のやつはちゃんと行けたのか？ああ。兄貴の声は？いや、そうか。
Keepsake. Yep.
Handler 1よりスピアヘッドセンター各員。はじめまして。本日よりあなた方の指揮管制を担当いたします。
女？
こちらはスピアヘッド戦隊戦隊長。パーソナルネームアンダーテイカーです。ハンドラー交代の通達は受けたまわっています。本日よりよろしくお願いします。
Kind of makes me wonder if the others are going insane because he has that mercy, like, initiative for those who die. Like, if they have to listen to him go over and shoot his dying allies and shit, you know, then they start to be like, this is too real, you know, and, like, freak out.
Well, again, there's so many things that can cause, like, someone to very slowly... Their sanity gets chipped away at very, like, subtly.
Because I'm wondering if that was the last battle before the previous one retired. And if that was the case, him shooting, you know, it's like, I don't want to die. Him shooting, like, you know, getting out shooting, like, you hear all of that.
Yeah.
Like, from the perspective of someone who's been trained, like, oh, these aren't real people, they're inhuman, like, don't worry about it.
I think
it starts to become too real. You can't keep that fantasy going in your head like that after hearing shit like that.
I can imagine that. And also another thing,
like, maybe with the others, like, they're like, typically they probably are not supposed to get out and like you know, mercy kill their friends and stuff like that. Like,
probably not.
I mean, maybe that's why the others don't have as much problems, is because they don't have a guy that's just like, fuck you, I'm you know, not gonna let my friends suffer.
Well, again, in the world this cruel and this savage for the people living in District 86, mercy killings like that are basically like common everyday practice. And Reaper, I think he has the will to do it and have and again, people can put it on. They can put on the facade that they don't care and it doesn't get to them, but I think it does get to him very, very slowly, and he's able to manage it better than everyone else.
Yeah. And here's another theory that I'm going to go ahead and put forth for the series based off of something that was said in this episode. I don't have evidence for this, just a guess. Remember her saying, like, and I was like kind of calling, I was like, well, there's some foreshadowing, some crazy shit that's going to go down later.
Yeah.
I don't think it was foreshadowing to what I was initially thinking, because what I was initially thinking was something more along the lines of like the synchronization between AI and like stuff like that, you know, that they always talk about whenever they're having people controlling AI in these episodes. Yeah. Oh, if you linked your vision up to them and fry your brain. She is a scientist, so she's smart, so maybe she's right. But I think that they've just been told that, and she's just gone along with it and everything. And the reason they don't want them linking their vision to these people is because they don't want them to see the chaos that's going on and see, you know, they don't want them to see them at all, period, anyways, but especially not the violence that's being wrought upon them and stuff. Like, they don't want them to see that because hearing it's bad enough.
Well, hell is, like, this, like, to a lot of people, like, to someone like that who has basically lived their entire life thinking, you know, they have empathy. Like, she has empathy. Like, the Major has sympathy. Or empathy, rather. And she basically feels this way about them. But, again, it's because she isn't seeing it. And I think you're right. If she links up her vision or is able to see what is happening out there, and these are kids. These are child soldiers. Yep. And the fact that she hasn't seen this, the very moment she does see it, I think again she will like go crazy like the previous commanders, or because of that empathy, she'll want to help them. Yeah,
I mean, I think it's going to be more of a thing of like, I'm never going to let one of you get killed again. Like, everything I can do, basically, and until I can figure out a way to help you, basically. But
either that, or it'll start the spark of rebellion. Yeah, because
this is a great setup.
Yes, it is.
Like I always say, I usually have to take a couple episodes to know whether or not I'm in on something, but I'm immediately extremely interested.
This and Spy X Family
awesome first
are
episode.
Two that hit just. First episode.
Like, one of the best Gundam series in recent history has been, apparently, according to a lot of people, Iron-Blooded Orphans.
Yes.
The first episode took until the very last minute to even close to sell me, and I still was not sure if I was sold after that. Like, this episode sold me, like,
it's more
almost like, immediately. Like, just the questions it raised, like, you know, us figuring out what exactly is going on. Like, this was fun to be introduced to, and it's a great concept, I think, for a series. There's all kinds of stuff you could do with
these philosophical like quandaries that exist in this that you and I were discussing throughout this entire episode is just like, that's something that happens now. Like, for instance, there are child soldiers that exist today. They're like, you want to know another interesting fact that you know a lot of people aren't aware of? There are more like in terms of percentage and in terms of numbers, there are more slaves now than there have ever been in human history. And I'm not talking like, you know, I work at Walmart and make no money, I'm a slave. No, I'm talking like people who get beat if they do not work. People who literally are threatened at gunpoint that if they do not do their job, they basically die. And the fact that people, like, I'm aware of this, and I wish I could do something about it, but again, the only thing I can do as a person right now is live my best life and try and make the world a little bit better and, like, make y'all feel, like, make y'all smile and make y'all... That is the only thing in my life that I feel like I can truly accomplish. And if the opportunity did arise for me to truly make a difference, I would try, but again, I don't think that that's I don't think it's happening anytime soon.
Yeah. So people are going to be like, oh, go join your military. Like, if you join our military, then we're going to be sent out to grab oil from people.
Well,
like,
well, guess what?
Nothing's ever going to happen until government stops sitting idly by and saying this is okay.
Well, the thing is...
As long as it doesn't happen to us, it's okay.
Well, the very moment you join that military to actually make a difference, next thing you know, they tell you, okay, you have to go over and fight these people. It's like, wait, those are the people I wanted to help. We know. We don't care.
Yep.
You're in the military now, and you have to do what we say.
Mm-hmm.
You're a number. You are no longer a person. You're a number if you're in the military. And that's the truth. That's the same thing if you go to prison. And I hate to equate that because I respect soldiers. Here's the thing. I don't agree with conflicts, but I will always back, and hope soldiers get home safe. That's one thing I will say.
I always hope they get treated better, too.
Same, dude. Like, veteran affairs in this country and, like, VA hospitals. Chad's a vet. Like, Chad and Jake are both vets. And they deserve treatment because of what our government did to them. Mm-hmm. Chad almost went insane. And Jacob, like, had, like, still, like, has bits of the Marine Corps ingrained into his head. I mean, Erik was in the military, too. Erik was in the Navy. And, again, man, what people have to do in order to get into the military and what it does to you and basically what it takes from you is just...
Well, like, you really want to kind of choose to believe that people who go into the military are just going to do a job like anyone else, and...
It's not that simple.
They're protecting the country and everything and all of that stuff, and it's like, it's a good, respectable thing, obviously. Yeah. And it's like, someone has to do it, but is it really that much different than what you're seeing in the show right here? Like,
not really.
They really are pretty much giving up their lives and being treated as inhuman whenever they join the military. Like, their life no longer matters. Whoever's above them decides matters is what matters, and their life be damned either way or another.
Yep.
Like, they can literally be thrown into a meat grinder if it serves the will of those who have the power above them. Like, you literally make yourself expendable when you join the military, and, like, I hate that for them. Like,
I do too.
It's like, I don't know what the solution is. Like, if someone did, like, we probably would have had a better system by now. But
it's the human condition, and until, like, we as a species change for the better, as long as there are two people on this planet with different ideologies, there's always going to be people who want to kill each other. And people who think that they deserve more. Again, it's...
All you can really do is live by the policy of if someone ever tries to kill you, you try to kill them right back.
Well, the non-aggression principle is one I always follow, and it's done me pretty well so far. Like, I do not seek to do harm to others. I do not seek to destroy or take from someone. Instead, I seek to only create and enrich other people's lives around me. And I think I've executed that fairly well. I mean, you, Chad, Jacob, the Gamer Lounge, like, everyone whom I've tried to interact with, I've tried to make their lives better. Micah, which, that's the thing with Micah. Micah is very, like, anytime I've ever offered him anything, he's always just been like, no. And again, that's one thing I've always respected about Micah. He's very humble in that regard. But either way, yeah, this reaction is almost an hour long because of our philosophical discussions and everything.
It'll get cut down a lot for the YouTube version.
Yeah.
So I'll be editing this.
So. Yeah, so everyone out there, thank you all very much for tuning in. We hope that you all enjoyed this show, and we hope that, hope that y'all stick with us through it, because we're in for a hell of a ride from what it seems.
This looks to be a fantastic show.
I agree.
Glad we decided on this one.
Same. So again, everyone, thanks for tuning in. Until next time, I'm Nate.
I'm Nick.
We'll see you later, everyone. Peace.